Well, my name's Lawney Reyes, and I'm the older brother of Bernie Whitebear. And we're of the Sinaiks tribe, which is over in northeastern Washington state. That's where we grew up. And it's along the Columbia River. We're part of the Colville tribe now. And the Colville tribe is a confederation of about 12 tribes. And the Sinaiks is one of them. We're called Lakes now because in about 1872, the white politicians in D.C., had a hard time with the word Sinaiks, and so they renamed us Lakes. So that's what we're now known as now, Lakes Indians, who are part of the Colville tribe. We grew up there, in that area on the reservation, and things are pretty hard because in 1941, after they built the Grand Coulee Dam, it flooded the water and created Lake Roosevelt. But when it did that, it flooded the town we lived in and forced all of us to move up into higher ground. Also, it flooded the Kettle Falls, and that's where we got all of our food, the salmon. And when that happened, we were pretty much a tribe that was really in need, and it was just difficult to know what you were going to eat the next day. And no one seemed to care. I mean, white politicians, from the state of Washington and even the federal government didn't pay any heed to all of this. And although they built the Grand Coulee Dam on a part of the Colville Reservation, they would not pay us for that. And it took us about 60 years to get paid finally, And a lot of the old people, of course, died, before that was ever done. So anyway, then in 1944, my dad got a call from William Compton Brown, who's the judge, Superior Court judge in Okanagan, and Judge Brown advised my dad that since my dad could speak Spanish, he might be able to get a job as an interpreter in Okanagan at the Jim White Orchards because they were bringing in at least 200 Mexicans to pick apples. And so we moved over there, and it was difficult for Luana and I especially because we had gone through prejudice, against Indians in Omak, which is only 4 miles away, and we were reluctant to go to an all-white school. Of course, Bernie was too young then. He was 6 years younger than I am and didn't remember the prejudice. He's only a baby when it happened, so he was just interested in seeing new places and having new experiences. Anyway, we got along fine in school. It was hard for me especially because Inchland was far behind, Okanagan. And the courses are much harder. And so I had to study at least 2 to 3 hours every night just to catch up, Luana, being very intelligent, had no problems, and so she just had no problems with her studies. And anyway, we didn't really experience prejudice from our peers, our classmates, but we did experience prejudice from their parents and the generation, of that time. And so there was a lot of prejudice back there, and really there still is against Indians. Even in 2005, there's still prejudice. And not only that, there's prejudice against anyone who's non-white back in eastern Washington. But it's home, to all of us, and that's where we grew up, and that's where we got our training.